and secured the victory. We will be right back with the men's middleweight semifinal coming up on that one. The reigning IBJJF Crown Champion Tainan Dalpra in the middleweight division in blue, taking on Elijah Dorsey, the 2024 European Champion in white. Both Elijah and Tainan put on some great shows in the quarterfinals, now squaring off to determine who will advance to the final in the middleweight division on this side. You know, years ago, Kyle, we would have seen Tainan pull right away, but he was happy to exchange some standing looks there before pulling here with Elijah.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking before, right? You said you see a lot of Tainan on bottom, a lot of Tainan on top. Not so much standing, but he's getting comfortable. You know, he's getting comfortable, and we have seen him taking some people down recently. And oh, look at this foot lock. Look at the straight ankle lock. He could be getting the points, but he doesn't want it. He wants the submission. He feels it's tight. Oh, he did not get it. Did not get it. Not yet. Oh, nice job by Elijah. He freed his foot and going straight to pinning the leg and passing to the side.
Kyle, maybe you can help us understand why Elijah didn't score 2 for that exchange. It looked like Tainan start. You know what? My mistake. I understand Tainan was on bottom.
No, Tainan. Yeah. Tainan got 2 advantages. One from coming up on top, and then after coming up on top, he went for the ankle lock and scored another one. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, they were too dynamic in the beginning, so it got us a little confused. Huh?
We were talking about the development of Tainan's kind of stand-up and wrestling game. I've often wondered how much that was a result of the 2023 Worlds Final where he lost to Jansen Gomez. It looked at the time like if Tainan had wrestled with Jansen, it might have been a different match. I wonder how much of a catalyst that match was to Tainan developing a little bit more standing confidence.
I think that counts, right? I think that he definitely was seeing a lack of stand-up on his game, not just to defend from sweeps coming up on the leg, but also his own sweeps coming up on the leg. But I believe that also what probably made a huge difference is him trying to go no-gi, and without a wrestling game in no-gi, you're a little in trouble. So I think it's a combination of both things. He definitely does not like to lose, and he probably did not appreciate his loss against Johnson, but also the improvement of his abilities to compete at no-gi. Look at this 2-on-1 from Tainan. You don't see him playing that often, so it's funny how you see Tainan playing different games in every match. It's not. It becomes difficult to study to fight someone like this. You never know what he's gonna bring.
You're exactly right. Always developing, always advancing, and we even saw that. He showed a flash of a Peruvian necktie earlier. That's something that maybe 2 years ago you would never see Tainan pull off, but he hit a couple of them at the World Championships this year, and it seems to have become maybe one of his favorite attacks.
Yeah, I think one of the things that helps Tainan a lot, that has helped him a lot, is because Tainan is not lazy. You see his schedule. He constantly posts, and he's always, doing something. Whether he's studying or he's training, but most likely teaching. And I think his teaching ended up helping him to appreciate techniques that he maybe didn't use before.
That is a technique we've seen Tainan use quite often, is that kind of over-the-top back take, which he uses to collect 4 more points against Elijah Dorsey here. Now on the back with still half the match remaining. This is a position where Tainan is exceptionally deadly. If he gets to the back, it is very likely he wins by submission.
I was actually expecting this match to be a lot tougher for Tainan than actually was. You know, Elijah is a great opponent. It just shows how good Tainan is, you know. His moment is still incredibly impressive.
It always seems like he can just sense, you know, he's got a really good feeling of where his opponent is weak, and he can identify that sometimes within the first minute or two of the match.
Look how smart he was now. Tainan had the lapel, but he knew that if he only had the lapel, the referees would not be able to stand the match. I mean, not be able to bring the match to the middle. So he switched the grips, you know, held both of Elijah's hands, controlled him to not get off of the mat, and then the referees dragged the match to the middle of the mats. And now Tainan still has the back and the opportunity of submitting Elijah much easier than before, because now he has both sides to attack. And before he had only one, because if he attacked to the other, then they would roll out of bounds.
You know, I think that's one of the skills that most people who just do jiu-jitsu for fun as a hobby or compete now and then don't often consider is mat sense as a skill, being able to know where you are on the mat, know what you have to do to reset it in a favorable position, know what to do and not to do when you get to the yellow.
And it's something that they should learn. Tainan has it really tight, and it's something that they really need to learn, whether they want to compete or not. Because in real life, you know, in the end of the day, jiu-jitsu is a self-defense sport, right? And in real life, you have to have sense of your opponent. And I'm not talking about the opponent that you're fighting, but you know, maybe there's another opponent that you don't see at the moment. So you have to have the sense of the space that you're fighting. You know, because your opponent can use the walls, your opponent can use a weapon that is near him. So it's really important that you have the sense of space. And Tainan has really good sense of space and really amazing sense of distance. You know, and it's something that every martial artist should know.
That's a great point. Tainan now on the armbar. He gets the finish over Elijah Dorsey from the back control triangle. Another display of excellence from Tainan Dalpra, weathering the early parts of the match and then quickly jumping on the back. And as I mentioned earlier, when Tainan is on the back, he gets the submission. That was a classic performance from Tainan Dalpra, who will now be moving once again to the crown final. We will know his opponent soon.